I'm thinking about, oh, what day is today? March 6th, 2019. And it's like 10:30 in the morning. Um, nope, my hair is not combed, but I'm working on that. I was thinking about the difference between having good paying jobs and that kind of paycheck or whatever it is, which frankly I thought was just like you guys just making fun of AOC, but I guess that it technically somehow is part of the Green New Deal. And I do agree with the idea of people that don't want to work being having a safety, I don't know. When it comes to that, I was trolling Senator Sanders a little bit with the bring us death boxes, not just Senator Sanders, but Senator McConnell and basically everybody. Like, if you want to make it so crappy down here on the bottom, give us death boxes and we'll walk in like this. Because that's the real truth. So that's what I think about that level. I mean, I've been there and I'm grateful that I had it. And if there wants to be, if people want to make a situation that's as terrible as where I was during that period of time, those periods of time, then they're welcome to it. But I frankly find that to be inhumane. And I feel like a nice, clean death in a death box is better. I mean, you do a lot of spiritual growth, and I think that I turned out to be a really good person, but it wasn't like a cakewalk. It wasn't like a cakewalk to it. It's like I worked really hard on reading all those self help books and then actually putting this stuff into practice and all that stuff. So, back to the idea of work or not work. I believe in definitely in work and not just at a paid job, just like when you're off work, be doing stuff too. I think that the whole party circuit and all that is just vapid. And I think it's unfortunate that, I mean, yeah. One thing I like about the right wing is they take things a little bit serious. And of course, one thing I like about the left wing is that they take things a little bit more relaxed. And probably that's what the holiday cycle is about, is is a balance between being too wigged out and too out of control and not out of control or too controlled. Because there's, well, anyway, without the psychology, back to taxes. So I think that a great American thing, since we need volunteers and we need people to learn skills and we need all this to, oh, so as jobs, I would like to see kind of a combination of people that don't want to work, because I think the only reason somebody doesn't want to work is because of high amounts of social anxiety and high amounts of fear, performance anxiety, just fear of being disciplined in harsh ways without being taught. So I really like the idea of a lot of sort of like paid training. So your paid apprenticeships. I don't know how you would do it, but I know that I like Job Corps for kids. Up to 25 years old, I think kids can go in there between like 15 and 25. And it's a really good program. They live in a dorm style. I think it's overtaken by the kids that get sent there as court ordered. So if there could be different levels of this stuff, but as far as I can say, I think that it's good. I think that it's beneficial to live in a dorm style setting. And I would say single sex dorm style setting, because it doesn't need to be. It needs to be a non sexual experience, a safe non sexual experience, just like massage is supposed to be. Well, therapeutic massage. I don't know. I mean, I guess people need sexual massage too, and that's fine too. I'm not even making any judgment on the sex workers. I sort of think sex work should be legal. I'm making judgment on the slave factor. And sex workers are not the only slaves. I mean, making fun of wage slaves is when are the owners like that gonna get enough sense and self-awareness to be ashamed of themselves. In that sense, the liberals are a little bit of a step up because they're like smart enough and strong enough emotionally, frankly, to be able to be like, whoa, I kind of screwed that up. But then you guys can get caught too far into being martyrs. And so, anyway, back and forth. So, tax camp. So, not like a North Korean work camp where people are dying or having their organs harvested or whatever, but like but just like every year, people get together. I think that church people do that. They do barn raisings, they do big deals. But unfortunately, then I also see them trying to break down other people's social situations and social customs. That's not okay. Every tribe needs to be safe and be comfortable in America, and be able to learn tolerance of each other, and also to have their safe little bubble spears. Nobody wants to like be in a tribe where um, I mean, and there frankly should be a place like I think there used to be leper colonies, but you shouldn't have, need to have leprosy. You should be able to like be a misfit place, like just different places, and put up a sign that says this is this kind of place, this is this kind of place, and then we can all know where to go and where not to go. And if people want to go in each other's space, I mean, I guess there should be an overarching federal laws that protect that too somehow, because there has to be. You can't have people being too insulated, too inbred. It just gets too weird. It doesn't matter whether it's right wing weird or left wing weird. When people, yeah, it just gets too weird. So tax camps. So not like where people are like an American style tax camp where it's people are learning skills. So part it would be part seminar maybe or training or something like that, and then part going out and taking that new skill that they learned in the camp class and take that out and do it as a volunteer, paying back for your community. So like people go in and they learn how to do, I'm just going to give an example, is like they learn how to do something for old people, like they learn how to do home home maintenance repair skills. Oh yeah, that would be great. So they go in, they learn how to do home maintenance repair skills. They go into a community and they help all the old people by going and doing all the stuff that they need at their yard. Like they rototill in their yard and oh no, that'd be gardening. They go and they fix doorways and they fix roof patches and do all that stuff. And then maybe a different tax camp they go and they do all the yard work and they go and they help people like single moms in the yard work and they just go into community, and then they're paying, people are paying their tax debt every year in an exciting new way and learning skills that they can take home into their own life, and and kind of like step up and step up and step up by learning, by giving, by paying, by learning, by giving, by paying. And so don't make it horrible, make it a teaching and learning and giving and etc. experience. That's what I think. So, I mean, I'm all for people that don't want to work. If you guys don't want to work, if people don't want to work, I do. I do want to work. But I don't want to be enslaved in having people suck all my value out either. I totally agree with AOC on that. It's like so unfair to have people just suck all your value out, and I hate going to work. And you have some people that are like really working hard, and then other people that are just like sticking their head up the boss's butthole, and the boss is like either helping their right people or sabotaging the people that are supposed to be wrong. So I want organized crime taken out of the workforce. Customers would benefit everywhere. Anyway, that's what I think on taxation and working. We want jobs. We need jobs. We need a fair living wage. We can't have people saying, oh, we want to raise the wage to $15 an hour, which is less than what people need right now to make a decent living. People need like $25 or $27 an hour to be able to just do the basic minimums of average rent, electric, all this stuff, when they're not being ripped off by the various resource redistribution people. And And to have them, and to have then they do scheduled, they'll do a bunch of scheduled inflation, and then even after it flips to 15, which will be desperately ridiculously out of date by 2025, then they'll do the typical price increase. But what they want to do, and no way, no way, Senator Cantwell, stick it up your skinny butt, liar. I'm not even going to say the R word, but you are a supremacist, because I think we should switch saying racist and thisist and thatist. Just supremacist. It's like supremacist is when you think you're better than someone else just because of like what group you're born into, and it can operate from any level. So, and then you don't have to be like, oh, it's skin color, oh, it's religion, oh, it's economics, oh, it's blonde hair versus brown hair. It's just like any level of where you just automatically think that you're better than somebody else because there's good rich people, bad rich people, good poor people, bad poor people, good this, that, the other thing, bad this, that, the other thing. No group's perfect. Same with the sacred LGBT. God, I thought that was so funny. That dude, he's like, so now it's going to be the LGBT against the Muslims. Or the Muslims against the two of the special groups being pitted against each other, which is standard practice until we figure it out, I guess. Anyway, that's what I think. Let's have tax camp, but let's make it a good, fun learning and growth experience. And make transportation and childcare and all that stuff available so that people can. And then another benefit is people are right there paying their tax debt by improving our society, because frankly it's the corporate people that should pay the big corporate government taxes, and regular people should sort of be doing like a tithe to the community or something like that. I mean, there's just so much stuff that regular people could be doing and learning skills that they can bring back into our own lives. That way, as you grow older and you've paid taxes for more and more years and gone to more tax camps and more tax classes, then you become a wiser old person too. And for that matter, the tax camps might not even be the tax, if you did tax classes like that, they don't even have to be about doing work. It could be about self-improvement tax classes, like where you just strictly go in and do a mental health tax class, where your job as a citizen that tax year is to pay your debt to society by improving yourself and making yourself a better person. So when you go to the tax camp, you go to a tax class, and then practice those skills in some way. So that's what I think. Because that's a way of improving the citizenry a little bit every year, building skills, paying our debt to society every year, paying our tax debt, having it be hands-on, and having it be a win-win situation to pay your taxes. A very obvious win-win situation. And then the corporate people, Citizens United and stuff, they take care of the big heavy duty industrial taxes. They're big heavy industrial corporate people, big wigs, way bigger than us small people. They pay the big heavy industrial taxes that, I guess fund the military. And the corporations are what get the big, huge, heavy industrial brakes on electricity, and they're the ones that make the recycling mess and all that stuff. So, I know Citizens United has something to do with voting, but the way I see it, the right way for it to be is for those corporations to actually be treated like people and be expected to be responsible social people and to behave like bigger, wiser, kinder, smarter people. And their little widgets that work there should wear a livery, like a uniform or like a logo. And you only can have that logo if you work for that certain corporation. And it's prestige, and also I suppose it makes us a more militarized society. But when President Trump said, like, right then in that speech to the vets suicide thing, and he's like, just before he said that, I was thinking, well, part of the reason that 1 year period is such a fragile time is because they're coming out of such an organized situation, the military, and then they're thrown into this free for all that we call society, and there's just way too wide of a gap the way that regular people, so called regular citizens, live, just like kind of like I think of us as like locusts at this point, just taking a normal nice bug and it's all of a sudden gone friggin' crazy, put on all these whacked out colors and it's eating everything in sight. And so that freaks me out. I think, and so that's another reason I think that it's good for people to be in that dormitory situation because frankly we need some we're just like it's like a mental zone. That's what's the deal with the vets. And then right when I was thinking that, I'm thinking because there's too big of a gap and we need a more organized society, then President Trump said something kind of like that. And I was like, whoa, I don't even think he's taking any psychology stuff. It's just business. And I learned a lot, as much equal from business as from religion, as from therapy, as from practicing being lawful. So all that stuff is part of building our characters. That's what I have to say. Taxcamp, like Bandcamp, but less